Okay, so as we learned last time, we learned how to output the user. We allowed the program to tell the user something, and that was kind of cool. Now this time in part 2 here, we're going to create a new folder, call it part 2. In part 2, just like before, we're going to go ahead and create a new document, an empty document called part2.cpp. Now here in part 2, our main goal is to allow the user to talk to the program, to tell the program information. And we're going to write a simple hello you program is what I'm going to call it. So it's going to allow the user to enter their name, and then it's going to take the user's name, and it's going to tell them hello. So let's work on this. Now, like before, we need to get out our terminal, Control-Alt-T, and we'll drag that over here. And now we need to ls, we need to cd into desktop, we need to cd into part 2, and we're going to ls, and we can see our part2.cpp is here. Now just as before, we're going to start again. So like I said before, the thing that the system already has are called libraries. So we need to include those libraries. So we're going to include IO stream. Okay. Now, okay. So after we include IO stream, we also need to include another thing, and this thing is called string. And string will allow us to have what's called a variable that's really easy to work with. Okay. So then we're going to do the using namespace standard. And what the namespace does is it basically allows all these things to work nicely together. The standard namespace allows the system to make these things play correctly together. Then we're going to do, once again, int main, and we're going to make it so that all of our code lives inside here. Now we're going to create our variable. Okay, this is going to hold. Well, first, sorry, let's back up. Now that we've created main, let's first ask the user for an input. So we'll do cout, output operator, please tell me your name. We'll make sure to capitalize this. Please tell me your name. Then, don't forget our semicolon. Then we're going to create our variable. So a variable, if you can picture, if you can think about like a bucket or a container or something that holds something. So inside of our computer there are bits, there are things called memory, and those pieces of memory hold information for us while we're running the program. After the program ended, then those things go away, so the other programs can store things in them. But a variable is just a place in memory. So we'll talk about variables like they're a bucket. Okay, they are just buckets that hold information. So we're going to create a string bucket. So we're going to call it string your name, semicolon. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to say cin to your name. And what this is going to do is it's going to take the information that the user enters into the keyboard, which comes from the cin and the input operator. It's going to get those things and put them into the variable, put the information from the user into the bucket called your name. Then we're going to cout. We're going to cout hello, and then we're going to add a space, and then we're going to also output your name, semicolon. And then after here, let's not forget to do our end line so that we can keep our spacing nice. End line. And then over here, we'll do the same thing. End line. Okay. Then we got to tell the program, okay, we're all done here, you can end. return. There we go. Return 0. Then we're going to save this. And like over here, we're going to go ls, and we're going to go g++ part 2.cpp. That's going to finish. ls, we can see a.out is there again. And then we're going to do sudo /a.out. Okay, we'll enter our password. Please tell me your name. All right, we'll say our name is Bob. Hello, Bob. So now we've learned how to get information from the user, which is happening here. So we've got information from the user, and then we are outputting something based on what the user inputted. Now next time we'll do something a little bit more complicated, but we use the same idea here, where our goal is to get information from the user and return information to the user. That's the key part of what a program does, is it gets information and then it returns information.